Welcome back. So here we are, December 14th, 2022, and I got the loop going here. And if you watch, we've had a bunch of CMEs here. There were four M class CMEs here. So we'll let this go a couple of times and then we'll start going through it frame by frame. There's some objects in here. They're really faint and hard to see, but I'm still going to go through here and point them out. Here's one that's pretty clear right there. That's one that's, clear to see. But it looks like there was one that induced this one right here. There was a couple in this one. So we're going to go back through this and I'll zoom in on everything as we go. So that's the loop for right now. And then, let's see here. Let me scroll down and start pausing it here. Okay, so back up just a few frames here. So here's our opening frame at 024. Here's our first event already underway. You can see the instrument reacting to it. As we progress through this, there's a little streak coming out the side here. There appears to be something ghostly there, but I'm not going to call that one because it's not clear enough to see. It looked like there was something in there, but as these ones erupt, now we got two of them at the same time. One going here and a separate one going down here. So here we go with 2 and 3. Now, whoops, let's see here. There was a good shot of it. I'm just going to go in real quick on this one while we got it here, because this is one of the frames where you can see here's our little core object. You can make out its magnetic field going around it. It looks like there's a secondary small little black one down here. Let me scroll this up so you guys can see that here. Just move that out of the way here. There we go. Yeah, you can barely make out. There's a small little one right there, but you can really make out as its magnetic field around it. So if you look at these bulbous bubbles right here, these are the magnetic fields around these smaller objects, and they're usually towards the center of these round, not exactly in the center every time, but sometimes they're, pretty close to the center of these round bulbous explosions. Then there appears to be one somewhere over here. I think it's right in this area. See this dent where the red spot is? Then as we progress, you can make out this one right here. And then as we progress, I'm going to have to zoom back out here. Sorry, folks. Okay, then we have another blast coming off here. Here's our object right here in this blast. I'll go zoom in on it for you. Let's pull it up, pull this up. Okay, I'll even go in a little tighter for you. All right, here's our nice round spheroid black object caught right there. Then back up just a tad bit. You can see here it is right in between these two readings. It's squeezed right in there. Okay, then as we progress forward, boom, boom, take this thing off of there. There we go, there. And then it progresses out. Now here is another object. It's right here, but here's its little V-shaped bow shock. We got plasma coming off the sun faster than this object is moving out. So it's damming up behind it, creating this V-shaped bow shock here. And let's see if we can pull it up just a tad bit more. There we go. So this V-shaped bow shock, our object is this dark little patch right, circular patch right here. And it's even leaving a dark wake, almost like a shadow effect of plasma streaming past it. Here's a dark little wake coming off of this round object right there. So they're hard to capture, but you can see they blacked it out in that one screen there. But here it is as it streaks by. And if we do this, just back up a little bit and go forward again, you can see the material is streaking past it faster than it's moving out. Okay, so that's another object that was captured in there. And let's zoom back out. So some multiple objects going on in here. And then, where was this last one? This frame right here was very interesting because I want you guys to see what I think is going on in here, because okay, does this not look like a rack of 5 of them? One here, and one here. Then there's one behind it and one behind it. It's causing this wave right here. This zigzag is painting these equal distant objects. They're kind of magnetically locked in a 5 pattern type thing. And if you turn your head to the right, you can see this red line zigzagging right in between them. So we have 3 different objects causing 3 different CMEs, and then we have this blast, which to me appears to be 5 different objects. I mean, it's really faint, but that's what appears to be going on there. Especially when I see this red line zigzagging accordingly, it's snaking in between the magnetic fields of these things are magnetically locked in this pattern, I think, or something like that. I don't know, but it's just an odd frame. And as we back up here, let me take this off of here again and get that to disappear. As we back this up a little bit, see, it kind of disappears. But you can make out this one right here. You can see there's something back in here. It's just boom. But there they are, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go one more frame as they kind of scatter. But that frame right there, it just, even that, I mean, that frame right there, even this next one still has the zigzag pattern, and you can make out these 3. Yeah, so these 2 frames right here and right here seem to show 5 smaller objects locked in some kind of pattern, or just coming out and spreading out as they're going out, because they seem to be spreading out in this next one. So I don't think they're locked in that pattern, but it appears to be they broke away into 5 separate objects, and you can see the instrument is just totally painting this zigzag pattern. Like I said, if you tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, it really makes it a lot clearer. Well, you can see them both ways, I guess. But so there's our activity, our solar report, our first one in a little while, because thankfully the sun's been kind of quiet. After that Nibiru pass, or that stellar core that passed, that one I was a little concerned about, and sure enough, we did see side effects of that on the planet, because there was all kinds of stuff in the southern hemisphere that happened. And I'm just going to put this back into the loop, and we'll skip doing a little series report on the spiritual realm tonight, because we got a little solar report instead. So I'll let that play real quick. And like I said, they're hard to see, they're faint, but when you go frame by frame through them and look at them, it looks like we had, another round of multiple objects. And if this is anything like this last round, I expect to see, we had a little period of quiet, and then a couple of weeks of activity. So this might be the first little pickup of the next couple weeks of activity. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong, but let's see what happens here. We've had a little blast here, or a few blasts. We had 4 M-class solar flares. So that's a little wake-up call, from no activity to 4 M-class flares in one day. 2 of them at the same time right there. We're just erupting at the same time. And if you go to you'll see there's lots of sunspots on the sun right now. I would pull up that instrument, but it jams up my computer, and it's not really what I want to report on anyways. But the sun is very active. The surface is lighting up. There's multiple sunspots. I think there's 10 sunspots on the sun right now, which I have a feeling indicate more objects coming in. Here's another one of these big white streaks real quick here. Let me pull this down, which indicates it's pointing at something. And this one's pretty wide, pretty strong, pretty big, so there's something big coming from this direction, I think. I might be wrong, but these things have a tendency to point at at an incoming object, just like a compass points, compass needle points to the North Pole. So expect to see something eventually come out of this region here and possibly strip this away, just like the Nibiru event that we had. And that's not necessarily Nibiru. I was hoping not to see the Nemesis object back behind it. So these objects are stellar cores, and when they interact with the sun, they have that winged effect. So it couldn't necessarily, not be the actual Nibiru, but any one of these stellar cores has that effect sometimes when it comes off the sun. So, you could classify any of these as Nibiru or whatever, but these are either stellar cores or something else. These are other stellar objects that are interacting with our sun. They're causing CMEs. They're captured in these CMEs, and that's what I do. Is I report on this stuff and bring it to you because I know there's more coming. I know that we are getting closer to the end here, and these are signs in the sun. Everything that happens on the sun now, since September 23rd of 2017, everything that happens on the sun is a sign in the sun. Okay? No matter what you think, that's the case. So these are more signs in the sun, and I'm reporting on them for you. Anyways, I think that's about it for tonight. A little change of pace. We had the solar report instead of the spiritual realm tonight, and I think we covered everything. I was going to try Stereo A real quick. It didn't have much data last time I looked at it, but let's give it a shot real quick before we wrap this up. Yeah, only five frames. But it's captured in this one over here on the right, on the red side. You can see there's our dark patch. Here's a second dark patch. There's two objects right here in this one. Yeah, faint, really faint. Yeah, not much here on this instrument. So we'll go back to this one and just close out with that one. So yeah, we had 4 M-class solar flares, and that tells me activity looks like it's about to pick up and ramp up again. I pray I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens here. So in the meantime, everybody, I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until tomorrow's report, bye.